Hello, everyone.
Are you ready?
We have big news.
Yes, I'm ready.
Who said, "Are you ready?" Who responded, "Yes, I'm ready"?
I did. I just said the whole thing right
No,
now.
but
Were you hearing voices?
"Are you ready for CBS?" That was
No.
Is there a song
Yeah.
otherwise
Are
than
you ready? Yes, I'm ready to fall in love.
Oh, I never heard that.
It's what Delilah plays.
Oh, love
It's
songs
like
at night.
it's like Delilah soft rock.
Come on, as if you know Delilah.
Love someone tonight.
And she's always like, "Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I was just making dinner for my child. You know she has special needs." Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gate. Let's love.
She does say that a lot.
She
Good
always
for her for being an advocate.
She has to make sure everyone knows her child has special needs.
It is kind of her badge of honor. So,
It just feels
Delilah,
like she's apologizing for her child
a little
every
bit
time
y'all.
she says it.
Yeah, y'all love someone tonight.
Love someone tonight.
You know what? Get some boy better and love yourself tonight.
Yes, everyone loves it. Like my podcast, Joan and Jerica, that I'm obsessed with. Everyone should be masturbating 4 to 5 times daily.
You know what? That they should. This is a teaser. We're going to save it for later because you just made me think of of a podcast that I just listened to the other day that I really. Oh fuck it, we can talk about it now.
Okay.
It's y'all, and I thought of talking about the show because I feel like a lot. Because shocker, Poodle and I are gay. We're not trans at all. I know.
How dare you out me?
And I think people ask us a lot of times. They assume like gay people, lesbian, know a lot about trans issues.
Yeah.
We don't. We know a little bit more because we have some friends and stuff, but we really don't. And so I really love a new podcast. It's called TRANSLASH podcast. It's with Amara Jones. She won? She's
a Peabody and Emmy Award winner. She's a Black trans woman and a journalist.
Yes.
And this
means when she says stuff, it actually is probably researched. Whereas
unlike us, who we just like spitball things and throw things at a wall. And I can talk at length about Kitty Dukakis, but I know very little about most other things.
No.
But this is the thing, you guys. I feel like, I know just a little bit about the trans community. If you don't know any trans people and you're interested in trans issues and you're like, that's kind of weird to me. I don't. That's foreign.
You don't get it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't get it. I can't wrap my brain around it. Maybe just listening to something that talks about a trans perspective will make you go, oh, okay, now I know something about it. I don't have to feel distance from it, and I can kind of start to process it and understand it.
Yeah,
and I think too, even people like even gay guys like us, it's hard for us to thoroughly, completely understand the trans experience because we will never. But to be empathetic and putting yourself in the other person's shoes is a really important thing. And it's
especially from someone who knows their shit.
Yeah.
This is like, it's a news culture for, I know that it's kind of geared towards the LGBTQ community, but also allies are.
Yeah, allies, definitely.
She has, no offense to our guests, but she has like, the episode I listened to was this person named Debbie Jackson. Oh my God, my neighbor's name is Debbie Jackson. Oh my gosh. Her son, Jason Jackson, went through puberty really early, and he helped me awaken my sexuality.
Please do not be flippant about this.
No, I'm sorry, Debbie Jackson. Anyway, different Debbie Jackson, but Debbie Jackson is a former conservative Southern Baptist person turned trans right advocate.
Now that's a
switch. It was really good, really informative, and it wasn't just like. Anyway, I just like it's a good show.
She's also got Maria Hinojosa, who, if you've ever heard of, I'm gonna fuck this up. She has a show on NPR about Latinx politics, and she's one of my favorite people.
So we don't talk about politics, but Amara Jones does, and they're friends of a friend, and we just
issues. Through the lens of politics.
And we normally don't do this, and we're not getting paid to do this. We just wanted to support, and we
support a facet of the LGBT community,
and so we'll put a link of the show in our show notes.
In the show notes. Okay. Going on to our other big news, which we teased yesterday.
We did.
We teased it. We teased it like a Latin twink shaking his butt at me at Rage. Rage is no longer there.
Rage is no longer there.
God, I was molested so many times on that patio.
I don't know if that's the right word, because you were willing. She always
like, who's doing that? Who's doing that? Who's touching? Who's doing? Oh, it's you.
She always said yes. Some people are like, well, sometimes when Jake says no, he means, and I go, he never says no. It's just that there's either a yes or a fuck yeah. That's all we get.
If I'm talking to you, the answer is already yes. There is no.
That's so true.
Know that I'm like a Black Widow spider. I'm already, if I'm over talking to you, it's not because I want to borrow a cup of sugar. It's because you're my fucking prey, bitch.
It's true.
I'm gonna eat you and put you in my web for later.
And speaking of eating you, or eating us, y'all, we want to give you some more information. Thank goodness for our dead mother, Jackie Wiseman, who, of course, we're like, Jackie, we want to do a contest. We want to rename our show.
Like, we hold the fucking phone, queers.
She was like, okay, guys.
You need to do this.
You need some rules.
You need to settle the hell down. I did enjoy that. She was kind of like, why did it go? I
feel like that when we get excited about a project, we come at Jackie kind of like glittery, jumping puppets, and she just slaps us.
She's like slaps us down and like hits it like whack-a-mole.
Calm down.
Whack-a-queer. So here's the deal, you guys. We announced it on our show yesterday. We are changing our name. This is the official 90-day gay, no longer rebrand. Mm-hmm. So this is a contest that we are announcing to give us our new name. You will be. We want you to help name us.
We do.
We are launching this November 6th, which is Friday.
Yes, and then we're giving you a month to give submissions in, right?
Yeah,
or 2 weeks.
The deadline is going to be a month. The deadline is the 4th. The 4th of December.
The 4th of December. And then
at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And then we'll have a top choices, and they're going to be announced for voting on December 9th, and then the winner will be announced.
That's incorrect.
Anyway, so we already fucked it up.
Oh, the top for voting.
Voting.
The submissions are open. Let me say this again.
Basically, people submit, and everybody. Let me explain. Everybody can submit on a Google form document that Jackie's made. That's going to be available starting on this Friday, the 6th. Yes. And so then you can submit, and then for about a month, everybody will submit their submissions, and then
the winner is announced.
No. They're not voting yet. They're just submitting. And then
then you can start submitting.
And then Then they can vote on December, and then we'll vote on the top choices, and then the winner will be announced in January.
We'll put it in the show notes so you can see it.
And you guys, we're gonna have some prizes. Like we're gonna have if we choose your name and because remember, y'all, Poodle can not choose any of these names if he doesn't want them. So he reserves the right.
And they all suck shit. So I think everyone's super creative. That's not what I'm saying. When I know a name that's correct, I will repeat it over and over again and it will work for me.
And you're saying this isn't about anything about any control issues at all?
Not at all.
Okay, just want to be clear on that.
Not at all.
So we're going to have.
You would even say that.
We're going to have 2 prizes. So if you are the person that we choose your name to be the new name of our show, we are going to, whenever we have it, we are going to fly you to our first live show. If you live in the United States.
Yeah, we're not flying. Sorry, Canadians. It's too far. It's like $300.
It's too much. So if you live in the United States, we will fly, and you can bring a friend, but we're not going to pay to fly your friend. But we're going
to give you 2 tickets.
But we are going to give you 2 premiere tickets to our live show. So if you come with a friend, premium tickets, and we'll fly you there. And so Spirit Airlines, Frontier, don't fucking bitch about it, okay? But we're going to get you there.
And there's no meal vouchers.
There's
We're not putting you up. You got to find an Airbnb or stay in an alley.
Or you got to find the one straight guy at our show and sleep with him that night so you have a place to stay.
But we're paying for your airfare and your tickets. And if your friend comes with you, he or she has to get some sex work and get some money.
Or use some points for a flight. They could use points.
That's not as fun. But
yes, that is if we choose your name. So let's say you get voted and you win the top name, but Poodle decides to throw his rank. And
I love it that you are making me the queen evil in all of this. You're not wrong.
And your name isn't chosen. Poodle, what do they win if they win, but we don't choose a name?
Win, and it's like it's your name is the one that's chosen, or you come really close. The one who's really right close to it, but there's still another name that I either choose or I make it up myself. So this could all be a fool's errand. But you get a brunch with us, a virtual brunch with us. And we'll send you some champagne.
We're going to send you a drizzly brunch and some booze. If you don't drink, then we'll send you like a charcuterie or wine or dildos. I don't know.
Have fun.
So you guys, there's some rules for this. So entries must be submitted between November 6th and Jackie put this. Oh yeah, November 6th and December 4th. So basically
the 6th and the 4th, basically a month.
To be considered entries must not be trademarked. So you don't have to look that up, but if we're going to choose you, we're going to clearly make sure that nobody owns anything. So the winner agrees also to...
Queer Eye for the straight guy is probably not a good guess.
Yeah. The winner also agrees that if you do this by submitting, you agree that the 90 Day Gays, if we choose your name, owns the submitted name and may use it in any way deemed necessary. And contact information will be optional, but to be considered for the contest, this information must be included. Boy, you can really tell Jackie wrote all that, not us.
Wow. Because we would be like, I guess we'll use it. I guess you want to be part of it.
We would pick another name, and it's fucking trademarked. We wouldn't even know it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's really exciting, isn't it, y'all?
It is.
We're going to get... So the reason, if you didn't hear our last show, the reason why we're changing our name is literally a trademark issue. We were trying to trademark 90 Day Gays. Discovery Networks said, you know what? No, we're not. You can't do this because this would be confusion in the marketplace. That's their right. We thought we might be able to kind of fly under the radar. It's not TLC. It's not Matt Sharp. So don't come at them. And Discovery, here's the thing. Discovery Legal doesn't give a flying fuck about you. No. So you can yell at them all you want, y'all, but no one cares.
No one cares.
But it's a good thing for us because we're going to be able to kind of do anything we want now. The sky's the limit. The ass is the limit.
The ass is the limit. Boy, that's something. That's
anyway. There's an airwolf outside.
Anyway, that is all of our announcements.
I'm going to shut my window. I can't do this tonight.
You shut your window and I'll talk to them. And so you guys also too, we wanted to remind people that there's an airwolf in the window because we just want to say this episode is
so loud.
This episode is going up on Tuesday morning. We put it up early on Tuesday morning because we know no matter where you are, you need it right now because it's a stressful day.
Breathe.
It is okay. Don't pull over.
Don't pull over.
We are giving you permission to take a break, whatever you need from that. And we highly recommend, maybe listen to some other podcasts we've talked about before. I saw somebody post on the Sissy Squad. They're like, I'm just going to watch Golden Girls episodes tomorrow night. And I went, that's great idea. It's a great, watch an episode, watch a binge Frasier, Supernatural,
or
Buffy,
if you haven't watched the Great British Bake Off.
The
Great Bitchy Bake Off. That's what I would host. The Great Bitchy Bake Off.
Bitchy Bake Off.
And I would go, this is dry.
and yes. So anyway, y'all,
I would be so huge.
Take some grace. Take some grace, take a breath. They've been actually behaving very well. If you are in the Sissy Squad and you feel like you want to remember, we don't talk politics. So if you feel like you want to post political shit tomorrow or the day after, just remember it's going to be deleted because
you need to rethink that. And you also need to take it down a fucking notch.
Yeah, don't come at people. Not that really anybody. They've been really, really great. They're a lot better than the people on my regular feed.
I would say take a step back and say, for the next 2 days, does this really help people?
Yeah.
Just remember that. Don't throw out a piece of dynamite.
So, but we get it. We're stressed too. Everybody's stressed about it. So
I haven't slept in 2 weeks. So I'm at the end of my rope.
So anyway, yeah. Okay.
I'm only running on vodka at this point.
We should get into that. Wow, these were long announcements, but this was important shit to talk about.
This is a big deal.
Y'all should have seen Poodle's face when he were like, "What do you think for prizes?" And actually, I'm the one who was like, "We should fly to the show." And Poodle went, "That's a lot." He was on board. It took you a second.
I got on board after a while.
No, very quickly, not a while.
But I think. But you're right. He wanted to go something that would go big, and I'm like, okay, I'm in for that.
Poodle gets a little scared when people might meet us because he's afraid you're going to want to wear his skin.
It's not that I want to be. I'm not afraid of meeting people. That's not it at all. I'm afraid of committing to anything. Well, yeah, but I'm afraid of committing to anything that we might have to follow through with.
That's fair. That's fair. And Jake just described his relationship.
That's my whole dating life.
Let's jump into this show.
So this is part 2, you guys. So we're going to start with Sumit and Jenny, or
sure.
Yeah, there's not a Anyway, so you guys
going courting. Get it? You're going to court.
Go to court. Sumit is finally getting like the last divorce hearing.
Boy,
and the divorce hopefully is final today.
This would have happened in one episode of season 1 of 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, it would have.
Y'all, we're still watching the OG 90 Day Fiancé, and it moves so quickly.
It moves at the speed of light.
It's like,
well, I think it's because it's a normal type of documentary work, and I feel like it's 6 hours, so they initially it probably started as a feature.
Probably.
That they
realized they had more.
Yeah. That was kind of the thought I had with it, is kind of like feature length, and they had so much footage, and they realized putting things like they needed to show us Paula riding the bull, or Russ's mother's kitchen.
Yeah.
Or Aziza being afraid to eat food.
Or
Betty Page Frog,
or what's his name's kids, Penn and Teller, wrestling.
Y'all, but if you haven't seen Len, and I can't remember the Russian thing, the one they did not air, it is worth a watch. It's on the TLC.com. You can see the one that wasn't aired.
The one that wasn't aired. But so Jenny and Sumit, y'all, it's finally happened. Submit is going to court to see if he's going to get divorced, and
Jenny's not going because I'm still traumatized. They laughed. They laughed at me. They're all
going to laugh at
me.
I was
They're laugh at you.
chickens don't get near a wolf.
So she's gonna stay there because she's afraid of Submit's ex-wife's parents, which makes sense because chickens do run from you if you yell at them.
Not my grandpa's. They came right at me. I screamed and screamed, and that cock just went right from my chest. It was terrifying.
It prefigured your whole life.
It really, really did.
So they ran after you. Were taunting them. Come on.
No, I wasn't taunting a chicken.
I bet you were.
I was not. I'm telling you, they chased my cousin Stephanie too. I did not.
Maybe a rock.
Maybe a rock. I have to tell you, my dad's home health nurse came yesterday. This beautiful. Oh God! Oh God! I dropped my headphones.
Jesus.
Anyway, she's this beautiful woman, and she came and she said, she's like, "Oh, are you going to be home with him? What are you going to do?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a podcaster, so I can do work from home." She's like, "Oh, what is your podcast?" And I said, "Oh, it's from 90 Day. It's called 90 Day. We talk about 90 Day Fiancé." And she goes, "Oh my God," and starts mumbling. I was like, "What?" She's like, "I'm from Nigeria." And that's all she had to say. And she said she hears so much shit about this show. So apparently, I think this is like a thing in Nigerian culture. And a lot of Nigerian Americans, like her, she said, are totally either fascinated or horrified by this show, by the way it shows. Because it made me give another perspective of, oh my God, what if you're Nigerian and you're watching this and you're thinking Michael's with fucking Angela?
Well, Michael and Usman. They're both Nigerian.
And with big little, you're probably thinking, what the fuck are people thinking in my country?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I thought that was
an interesting thing to think about, like people from Nigeria or people from Colombia.
Yes.
But I think Nigeria we've seen two.
Well, and they have a rap, but they have a rap for a lot of
scammers.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
Anyway, so sorry, Gay DD, Jenny Smith.
Oh, shocking. So Jenny is saying, and Jenny has on a shirt that just says, "Okay." Okay. So the friend Rohit is taking Sumit to see, I guess a lot of names end with IT. Sumit, Rohit.
Yeah.
And then they're going to
meet his dad because they're going. They meet up with his dad because they're going to court. Dad. Y'all, I have never seen a father so excited about his son's divorce before.
His father is positively giddy. I think he's just ready for this to be over.
But then he describes.
Dad's like, yeah, can't whistle.
It really does offer a perspective of. He talks about to get the $10,000, which. I wonder what that translates into, U.S. dollars.
I don't know. He did have to ask his friends and relatives,
family, relatives. Yeah. So he had to borrow from all these people that he plans on hopefully paying back to pay off Sumit's marriage.
He basically said, and Sumit's like, "I'm going to pay you back." From the dad's like, "Yeah, you will," without missing a beat. He's like, "Yep, you will."
Will he though?
Wait for that to happen.
Will he?
It'll be. Parents say things like that, but. A parent is not going to cut off a relationship if the child hasn't paid them back, or maybe some have.
Maybe so, yeah.
Anyway, so he's gathered money. He said, and this is really interesting. He's like, "I got the money together for the quote mental relief of my son." So I do believe Sumit's parents love him.
Yes,
in a way. I don't think they're maybe always out for his quote unquote best interests all the time, but I think they do love him and they would do anything to help him. We're going to see later on, it's not exactly that rosy.
Well, I think kind of what we see a little bit with Sumit and Yazan, sad story. But what we see is Sumit and Yazan is What are definitions of best interests for their because the best interests that Sumit and Jazan think for one another do not match. So I think his parents,
these are black and white situations.
I think his parents though think what they are doing. I think they thought making him get into this marriage was in his best interest.
Yeah, because he was single for he was that age and single.
They probably just worried he was gay.
Probably. It's still hard to be gay in India.
Yeah.
Very hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And apparently Mexico. We'll get to that.
So 5 hours later, you guys, because there's no cameras, of course, involved in the court. Because if there were cameras allowed in the court, we could have seen Destiny's performance in the courtroom.
Oh God.
Dude, I told you I was gonna come back.
Order in the court, ma'am. Order in the court. Please put out your cigarette.
The ankle monitor was hot, okay? Dude, I was busy. Sorry, that's love after lockup.
Yeah.
With my girl, Destiny.
I wonder if any of them listen to our show. Oh, wait, no, that's on the Patreon. They don't pay.
No.
Dude, why do you want to listen to the radio for $8?
Dude.
I don't have time for that.
Dude, I'm busy. Let's go to the casino.
We should send Dylan our podcast just to be like, hey, take off your shirt and we'll send them all to you.
Someone sent us an Instagram thing of a live of him. He was doing, he's like, this is so meta. Because he was watching himself. and like having a party, like a rave. He was shirtless. It was worth watching. Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. You know, Instagram has a problem. Y'all, if any of our sissies work at Instagram, could you let them know? I don't like that when you check a message, you can't make it new again. Because when I check a message, sometimes y'all, and so a lot of times y'all message Poodle.
Because we share account.
I have to screenshot Poodle. And then Poodle's used to getting screenshots that have a dick on it. So when he sees it on his phone, he slams it down and looks around. So anyway, Instagram.
I can't see a dick. I don't open it.
Instagram, please fix that.
If not just for dick pics. Mm-hmm. So Sumit's parents, and then he's like, I'm free. Because the divorce has been granted. Everything's fine. And Ginny goes, oh my God, you're free. Oh my God, you're free. Oh, there's an egg. She definitely laid an egg. For this.
She did. And she laid an egg and then suddenly the triangle went ding, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. If I'm free. You know, that song from that really random song. Oh, what is it?
I don't know.
From A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
I do know that song, but I don't know the da does.
Anyway.
Free.
Just
because I know the song, but that is... But
you know what?
Because you were in Forum, no one else will know the song.
Actually, I already knew the song because I listened to Forum was one of the CDs I listened to when I listened to the Phantom of the Opera. So I already knew the show.
I don't like that score.
Oh, I loved it.
It's not a good.
It's like far as comedy.
Sondheim.
It's my favorite type of comedy, though. That's why I like it.
It's so hard to do a show like that. You have to have people who are really, really good at comedy.
Y'all, people think that comedy is easier than drama.
No,
it's not.
It's not. Anyway, so they're talking about the parents, and they're saying we will celebrate today. This is a great day, and
great day, the righteous marching. Great day, God's gonna build up Zion's walls. God's gonna build up Zion's walls.
Enough. So they are. He's basically. Sumit says, I'm going to work harder, Dad. I'm going to pay you back. And he's working as a chef in a cafe, but that's not enough money. So he was worried about leaving Ginny alone at home. Well, because I'm sure it's hard to leave chickens unsupervised because they'll just eat the other chickens.
And you don't know if he wants to be left alone or she doesn't want to be left alone, or like, is it, oh my God, I was about to say this legitimately, chicken or the egg?
It's a chicken or the egg scenario, really. So,
Because what I know I want to talk about that because that I thought if that's true that Jenny doesn't want to be left alone, get the fuck over it. You're a 60-year-old woman. If you're moving to a country, again, it's like what we talk about with Kenny, like, but even more so. It's like learn the language, learn how to be a part of this culture. Just don't expect someone to baby and handhold you. And I think that's probably been one of Jenny's I bet she always, whatever guy, Jenny is one of those women who is a chameleon to whatever the guy does. So y'all, Jenny's been a biker chick.
Yeah.
Jenny's been probably very religious at one point. Jenny's probably been she's
been in multi-level marketing.
She
sold Arbonne.
She worked in crafting, like a craft. That was when that boyfriend was gay. And
she's had several gay boyfriends.
She probably dated a guy who was a manager at a restaurant that she was a hostess at. But she thinks she's going to build a career there. Like, I bet you that's been Jenny's life, just like hop. And so now to submit, it's like she expects him to do everything for her.
I would offer.
I don't know if any of that's true.
I would offer. I think it was quite a tangent, but I would offer a different idea that I think Submit is overprotective of Jenny, and he's worried about her being home all alone.
I see. Maybe I think Submit is lazy as fuck, and he doesn't want to work.
That could be possible.
Or maybe that's and maybe that's both.
I don't know. Because I think Jenny wants him to work.
Yeah,
Jenny. I just think so. Anyway, so Submit's parents basically say, you know what? We still don't support you and Jenny.
Yeah. So he's talking to his dad afterwards, and he said, there really wasn't a lot of Jenny. She was just in the beginning. And so he's talking to his dad like, so I still want to get married to Jenny. And Dad's like, nope. Why
would you choose this woman? And I'm like, we needed to find out that Submit's parents were still not happy about Jenny. We knew that. There's no softening that's going to be done.
He said, why would you want to marry someone older than your mother? There's no possible way you can start a family. And he said, we're not going to accept you marrying her at any cost.
And see, this is when you need to go somewhere else, Submit.
Yeah.
Either you say, is the love of, if you found the love of your life and it is a chicken, you need to go somewhere where you can be with that chicken
and you can
love her
and pluck her, and you can pluck her and pluck her and pluck
her all night long. Yeah, I'm kind of like, and I feel like this decision it's your family or Jenny. I don't know what, and this has been set up by his culture.
And this is why I think Submit is lazy, because instead Submit's like, let me go to the friend who's basically done everything for me, and let me ask another favor from him.
To be a digital marketer.
And I have the least non-enthusiastic job interview ever of, hey, Submit Lou says, so yeah, I need a job.
Can I get a job?
And Rohit's like, well, yeah, I'm just starting my business.
I'll have a vacancy later.
He's like, a couple of months, I can give you $100 a week. And Submit goes, I can't. I can't. I got to make more than that. He's like, well, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And then he's like, it's better than nothing. And that was a job interview.
It's y'all. Nothing's going to get better. This is going to be the same. They're going to try to do the rose ceremony like a bachelor. They're going to try to do the ring ceremony. The parents aren't going to come. The parents are going to be against this. If they wear the parents down this whole season, I will be shocked.
I will be shocked too. I don't think that will happen. I think they're going to get married anyway, and I think Submit is going to majorly fail Jenny and not provide, and Jenny is not going to know what to do.
And they'll be in poverty. Yep.
Cut to Jenny crying in the middle of her apartment going,
I don't know. I don't know. He told me he was going to have a job ago. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Oh. Didn't expect the hitting.
Yeah, I just slapped myself. That hurt. Y'all, we have method.
That's all I've got about them. Shall we take a commercial?
Please. Who are we talking about next?
Yazan and Brittany.
Oh,
Mostly
okay.
Yazan at the beginning.
The happy couple. Y'all, this Yazan and Brittany, so shocker. This is going to be the next Disney musical of a princess meeting her prince.
Star-crossed lovers. Oh, and they're the same. They're both from the wrong side of the tracks.
And at the end, the father kills them both.
I could not have found two people more poorly matched for one another. Even Benjamin and Ari. I mean, I feel like, and people, Yazan has his detractors, but wow, people came after Brittany in this episode.
I mean, I mentioned this last episode. I was kind of like, I never really was a fan of her, but I was like, wow, honestly, you're kind of a piece of shit. Like she is what, and I don't think this about all like millennials and all this shit, but she is what she gives that generation a bad name because this is what a lot of people think about that.
Yeah.
That they're just influencers and all they care about are appearances and all they care about are likes and all they care about are stupid surface shit. And that's all that Brittany cares about.
And her next soundbite to saying, I'm going to give him an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Or
what have you done for me? What have you done for me? What have you done for me? No. What have you done for me?
And the thing about it is, she sees this as an episode of Maury. Yes. And he sees this as life and motherfucking death.
Yeah. And I said this earlier, and it's so true. It's a game to her.
It is a game to her.
It's a game, and it's his real life. And now I think in a way, he's just as delusional as she is.
I agree. In a way.
They're really a lot alike.
Yeah. In a way, both of them are very at fault for believing in this kind of fairy tale version of love without borders, like what you can find in Benyam's Etsy store or whatever the fuck. It's like a picture of him and Ari on a bedspread. Like anyone needs that before they're gonna fuck someone.
Carl.
No.
Carl, I think they know about my bedspread, Carl.
Cancel it, Carl's wife. Cancel it.
Can you return that, or did Shooter piss on it?
They have clocks. There's a backpack. I don't know why you would want a picture of him and Ari on your fucking backpack.
I don't know why.
It's available.
I don't know why. Someone said that we need to explain Carl's wife, and I feel like if you don't know who Carl's wife is, just keep listening.
Carl's wife is everyone who hasn't listened to us long enough to know our lingo, or just,
you don't know Carl's wife. Just keep listening.
Yeah, you'll get her. You'll get her. She's every clueless woman. Probably every Carl's wife is probably over 45.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The kids are already out of the house, almost certainly. So he's still kicked out of the house.
Yes.
He is. Rumors are spreading.
If you don't watch, the first episode's kind of just focused on Yazan.
Yeah. The rumors are spreading that from his extended family, who are basically saying the uncle says they've had sex together, they're already married, basically
that they're filming and that they're filming.
They're filming porn.
And y'all, this isn't like your cousin Danetta and Darlene who made that one video in college, and no, this isn't
two girls, one straw.
No.
I don't know what that would entail.
Wow. This is like, I'm trying to equate, what would this be like in our culture? Like someone like in a video, and I hate to sound harsh, but
this would be something
murdering a dog,
murdering, like being a pedophile video. There's a video circulating that she's molesting like a young boy.
Yes. It would literally, this is like the
Yeah.
equivalent. Like it is horrible, horrible, horrible.
And he goes to his younger brother, Obida, who's
Full
hot.
stop. Full
Holy fuck.
stop.
This family,
No.
y'all.
Let's talk
has
about a
some
forbidden
hot
love
ass
there.
guys.
Y'all, Obida knows how to fuck.
I would beg for it.
He's over there yanking that chain, and
Oh,
literally
God,
he's yanking a chain because I think
like
he's a
fucking
mechanic.
mechanic, yeah.
But he could yank my chain.
Let's, without trivializing it like we just did, let's talk about how extreme the circumstances.
I mean, his hair
the brother's
is
hot.
perfect.
Sidebar, the brother's hot. Everyone would fuck the brother. He's gorgeous.
Stick it in me, ram-a-lam-a ding dong do.
He needs to trim his chin pubes, but I would fucking ride his face into the sunset. Anyway,
we do Foley on this show.
he basically says, you know, he's disturbed and from what I've heard about you, Yazan, and he said, I want you to set up a meeting with me and Dad. And he's like, I don't know. Every day on social media, she posts every single day. And I know the more Yazan tells Brittany, please don't post this, the more she's like, I'm an American woman. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I don't, and it's not that, you guys, it's not that she's being like a feminist and she's being pro. No. That's not it. Mm-mm. It's that she doesn't even hear him. She doesn't even hear him when he says, my family thinks you are.
She doesn't hear him ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you do this. And it's kind of.
She never has responsibility. Anytime somebody has ever said anything, and apparently Brittany had a very horrible previous relationship. But you know what? That doesn't give you. So I want to cut her some slack in that regards, but at the same time, you nailed it. She never hears him, and she always thinks that anything that he says doesn't pertain to her because she decides she doesn't want it to.
Right, and she's like I'm an American woman. I can do anything I want.
Her own self-will alone.
Yeah. Sorry, people are blowing their horns outside.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm trying my best. So anyway, Yazan's like, people are lying, brother. It's fine. Later on, Obida is at the dad's house.
Yeah. So Yazan, this is again where Yazan was like, please just talk to him one more time. And Obida says, okay, I will go talk to her dad, but it's not going to go well.
And then dad's like, I'm not sleeping. We kicked him out of the house.
And remember, the dad is still kind of hot.
A little bit, yeah. And he says, I fired him from the job. And he shows Obida the swimsuit pic of Brittany. And for these people, she might have not had a stitch of clothing on.
Again, y'all, she might as well, in our culture, not have a stitch of clothing on. Not a stitch of clothing on. And she's like, fucking herself with a baby penguin from like the San Diego Zoo.
Here's the
no, but I'm serious. Like it's that revolting to them.
This sounds terrible, and you can tell me if this is too much. If she loved him, really loved him, could she not just make her motherfucking Instagram private?
But that's not what this is about. But yes, this is not about love. This is about her becoming a reality star.
Right. I think you're right. I'm just saying that is the simplest solution.
Yeah.
People do it every day.
If my partner, if it came between, he was like, hey, babe, I want you to not have an Instagram. Now, if he said, I want you to not have 90 days Instagram, I'd be like, that's my job. So no. But my own personal, sure.
I'm not even saying not even have an Instagram. I'm just saying make it private.
Sure.
So your family doesn't have to see it.
I would do it in a second for someone I love. But not because I would do that. I would change whatever for someone, but more that Instagram's not a big deal to me. But for her,
and I think
that is the world. That is the world.
And the idea that they don't have the common parlance with one another to say, yeah, this is what I do. I have pictures of myself.
But do you understand what I'm saying? That like,
yeah.
for Brittany, she does get offended by it because that is the real life stuff is nothing to her. It is all just this show. So if she made her Instagram private, then she would totally feel not validated and unseen, and she would feel like nothing.
Yeah,
because all of her self-worth is into that.
Yeah. So they really have.
That got really sad.
No, you're true. There's no way for these people to talk to one another.
Yes.
It's not even a language barrier, you guys. There's just no way. They don't have the same vocabulary or
the same values. They don't have the same values.
And I'm not a big fan of the phrase love language, but they can't even find the same language. It's just not even there. Which is why we said this on the first episode of this show. This is doomed. Doomed.
It's not even doomed. It's this is like fucking Shakespearean foreshadowing. Like, y'all, dad is like freaks out on the brother and says, which the dad calls it. He said he's lying. She's lying to him. He basically says, not in this way, but he says that she's playing him. She's a liar. Yeah. And he's like, people are talking every day. The people have to stop talking. Her, and basically says, I'm telling you, if he doesn't reconsider,
I will kill him.
I will be his murderer.
I will be his murderer. And I went, okay, we've just moved into a complete new realm.
And Obadiah says,
Obadiah.
Obadiah says, I'm confident I'm confident my father will hurt him, because I'm not sure of the laws. Come at us, Jordanian sissies. But is it legal for a father to kill his son?
This would be an honor killing. That's what they classify this as. The thing you hear about it is when women who have either slept with men before they're married, or if a woman has a child out of wedlock, the family will kill her, because that's an honor killing to restore the family's honor. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm saying...
Oh, I am. I'm saying it's fucking stupid and wrong. Sorry. That's not even like respecting someone's religion. If you're killing people for honor, that's beyond religious.
Murder is wrong. I'm just blandly stating what it is called.
Well, sorry. If you believe that and you're listening to this show, don't listen to our show.
I don't think anyone who believes that. I'm just putting it out there to say...
What if the one person went, fuck, I loved these guys. God damn it.
God,
this is it.
My brother last week.
They didn't talk about politics or anything, but this is the one thing they had to take a stance on. Honor killings.
Honor killings. God damn it. And I threw acid in my sister's face 3 weeks ago. God. One more thing I can't do.
Wow. Nobody likes me.
I agree. It's terrible. I'm agreeing with you, but I was saying that not for you to take a moral stance like we needed to. I didn't think that was necessary to say, oh, honor killings are bad.
You know what? You got to stand for something or you fall for anything. Y'all, remember when Aaron Tippett was buff and hot?
What? Yes. It makes you sound like a rube when I say something. You're like, that's wrong. I'm aware that it's wrong. I'm still saying it.
I'm just saying. Sometimes I like to have opinions.
God. That's like when I was saying, when sacrifice in other countries, people do sacrifice children to volcanoes.
That's wrong. They shouldn't do that. Don't do that, y'all. That's not right. If you are from an island and you sacrificed your kids, stop listening to our show too.
I don't think anyone out there said, well, looks like poodles for honor killings.
We've lost so many listeners today because of honor killings and sacrificial volcano kids. Anyway, y'all, Yazan goes back and talks to his brother and he's like, so how did it go? And Obadiah's like, you have no idea.
How did it go?
How'd it go? He's like, you have no idea how upset he is. He's extremely upset. He said,
you have the look in our father's eye.
Yes, that's what he said. You did not see. He will kill you right away. And Yazan, first of all, Yazan looks like shit. Like he has bags under. He looks horrible.
Because he probably haven't slept because he doesn't have a house.
And Yazan says, I come from this very conservative family. No shit. And then, but this is the craziness. And this is like where I kind of feel like Yazan, I'm like, dude, I can't help you. I can't help you anymore. You're a fucking idiot. When he says, let me think, I might be able to change his mind.
Yeah, he's
Your father just said he was going to kill you.
He's still in love with her. He's in love with her. And it's
I think he's in love with her magic pussy that he sees on Instagram. That he thinks he's going to get.
Maybe I think he's a dreamer and exists in his mind. All of his world is very inner. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I see the look on our father's face. This is, and Obadiah even says to him, this is the first time you've not just been perfect in our lives. And he says, I need to find one final chance. We've got to make this work. She'll convert to Islam. I know it. And it's just, this is never going to happen. And this is like a train going, and the trestle is out.
It's really like,
it's
the absurdity is really Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It boggles the mind that they.
And speaking of, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a Shakespearean kind of quote unquote adversary. He's got Brittany. And I'm seriously, she's on Maury. She's on Maury saying, my man does not pay attention to me.
My man does not. And that's what she's probably.
My man is a Muslim and he does not pay attention to me.
And this is a problem. What happens when you have a father that always smiles when he's even talking about sad things?
He babies her.
She babies her. I do enjoy Gregory's arms, but other than that, a lot of you are like, oh, Greg, he's okay. He's cute. It's hard for me to think he's super hot because he raised Brittany.
And you can tell he has no idea what's going on.
You can tell he seems clueless. But there is there is a dissociation. Mm-hmm. When he is talking about worrying about her and being fearful for her, he is smiling. Y'all, that is not how people are supposed to look when they're upset or scared. They're not supposed to be saying, I hope she just doesn't, I hope she doesn't get her head cut off over there. That'd be horrible.
Or a lot of this was filmed after. That was one thing I rationalized.
Even when he talks to her, he smiles. I was very focused on it the whole time. Okay. But I say because this is not, you're right. He has no idea. And this whole time, Brittany is kind of explaining things to her father. And it literally, if you listen to Brittany talk about it, it's like she wants to date a guy 2 years younger than her, and her parents are upset about it.
And like I was saying, the stakes are not even comparable. They're not even.
That's it. It's the stakes.
One's on a centigrade scale, and the other is on a nuclear scale.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of steaks, do you think Anna and Marcel ever got those Omaha steaks at the airport? Do you think they did? I hope so.
I don't think they did. I think they were too expensive.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling Anna's lived pretty frugally.
She did get her moles removed because you shamed her.
Removed. You're welcome. You're welcome. If I hadn't have talked about them nonstop, you wouldn't have known they were a problem. I'll take a victory lap, thank you. Poor Huey and Dewey and Louie are no more. I hope Garfield's around still.
I'm still hungry.
No, please don't let us go. I swear, I will fight you every step of the way. This is it for me. My goodbye, cruel world.
Garfield probably ate them all.
Yes. Goodbye to Anna's moles.
Goodbye.
And again, you're welcome.
So basically,
there should be a segment of the show just called "You're Welcome," where I tell people.
There shouldn't. There shouldn't.
Anyway,
something she says. Basically, Brittany says there was issues with the family, and the dad says too that they're kind of upset that Yazan didn't shut down the issues. And I'm like, are you fucking?
It's like, yeah. He said that she's like she didn't shut down the stuff with his parents. I'm like, it's not that he took the car out and came home late after curfew, they're literally gonna murder his ass.
They're gonna murder, and she's gonna bring her friend Angela. And she's kind of like, instead of marrying him like he thinks, instead of getting there converting to Muslim like he thinks, I'm going to get there with my girlfriend. And then if he meets her and they get along and we party and it's cool and maybe he buys her shots, then I'm going to be like, okay, he's cool. And then I want to bring my dad over. And then if he goes and like plays golf with my dad and then they get along and then he buys my dad shots. And then I'm like, okay, let's get married.
And that's what she thinks.
That's her marriage plan, y'all. That's her fucking marriage plan. I can't stand her.
And she does say he's getting more independent. No, he got more independent because he was forced out of his house.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If that's getting independent, there's tons of gay kids getting independent all over this country.
Yes.
Because they were getting kicked out of their goddamn houses.
Yeah. She does say like he chose to leave his parents. No, he didn't choose.
He decided to move out because he needed to be his own man.
Yeah.
No. And I don't know. And I wrote down, did he tell her that? I seriously doubt that. I think she maybe made that up in her brain.
No, I think she made that up in her brain.
Yeah.
So
she's going back to Jordan.
And I hope her friend Angela, I doubt it. I think Angela, we met her at the beach.
Yeah, we did.
She's just going to say yes, y'all. She's just going to be a yes friend. But I wish Angela would be a real friend to be like,
no.
Brittany, what the fuck, bitch? No. That'd be amazing. So, anyway, so she's going to the airport.
And he texts her a picture of a car, and he's like, and I was confused here. I didn't, and maybe it was just the grammar and what he was saying. He's like, this is, I got into a car wreck because I was been dealing with you. And she's like, you're blaming me for your car wreck. And he's like, I've got it to make you feel something. I think it was supposed to be for her.
Well, he is blaming her because what he is trying to say, and he can't say, maybe this is an English thing. It could be that. It could be a man thing.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, you're not seeing anything I'm doing because I love you.
Right.
You're not acknowledging my love for you. You're not validating my love for you. And that is why it's like, I got into this wreck because of you, but he can't say,
right,
because I'm, and
this is a ridiculous thing to say. But he's so at the end of his rope. I agree. This was wrong of him to say. He's screaming at her. And do you notice her reaction? This is how you know she's been through some trauma. Either it was with her previous husband or something else. She completely disassociates.
She did. And when she said,
smiles.
And when she says to him, this is what really made me be like, you're horrible, honey. You've got a lot of baggage. When she says, you are selfish.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, honey, that is the most American privilege bullshit thing you don't even know.
Your privilege, I can smell it from here.
You don't even know. And it's really sad too, because it's sad for me too that, and I know this is my own thing and I need it, but it's sad for me when other minorities don't get the privilege they have within other, because you're a black woman. You know what it is like to have your options limited by people.
But I agree with you. I think she's been extremely sheltered.
I think she has too. Yeah.
And I think too, this is someone who I will go on record. I think these braces are vanity braces. I've said that before.
I know. And you've said it like 5 times.
To be a sugar baby. And
I finally agree with you.
Most of her adult life.
I finally agree with you. She's going to be 50-year-old with braces.
I
agree with you.
I'm going to say this, and this is going to feel like I'm retreading steps. She's the worst person this season, and that includes Ari.
Oh,
she's
for sure
the worst person.
For sure.
I thought it might be Ari. No. Ari gets a sympathetic vote for me for right now. Because
no, like we said last episode, I have a lot of sympathy actually for what Ari's gone. Again, we think she's in postpartum depression and with everything else. And Ari's different because Ari is self-involved, but Ari is Ari almost is so wrapped in pain, she doesn't realize she's hurting other people.
Right. No, I agree.
Brittany has a little bit more of awareness, and like Ari isn't playing a game with people's lives. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, I don't know. This is a deep.
No, I get
wedge.
you. And at the end, she basically says, "I'm not getting on that flight," and she's smiling. Next episode, we know that she does decide to get on that flight. She is
getting on the flight
because she wants to be a reality star. Long story short, we really fucking hate Brittany.
Oh, can't stand her.
Ooh, boy.
She has no fucking clue. No clue.
Awful. On to some more sunnier couple news, or not? Kenny and Armando?
I mean, yes, in that they're lovely, and no, in that this was like really triggering to me.
How so? Tell us.
It was just triggering to me and I related so much to Kenny of this, of being a gay man closer in Kenny's age than Armando, that I remember being young like Armando, and anytime like there was like gay oppression or someone called me a faggot or anything, it kind of like, it's weird. It's like as you get older, the less and less it affects you in some ways. But then when we've gotten so used, or we have almost like this, it makes me feel like this false sense of safety because our country has evolved in that so much better about that. And when you see this and someone is, because that was happening to like the way people of color have had to jump through hoops to fucking vote in our country. Gay people have had to like do these type of things in America in past decades for jobs.
You're saying when gay marriage was only legal in some states. That's
yes, and I'm saying that not just gay marriage, but other gay things like literally employment, things like that. Whenever, good luck. Yeah, but even when gay people wanted to work at places like having to, having to write a letter. It reminded me of like, we joke about it, but it reminded me of like the manager at Clinique who literally got permission from her Sunday school to hire me.
This is one of my favorite stories.
But that's true, y'all. She
to her Sunday school teacher, y'all.
She talked to her Sunday because she knew I was probably gay and if it would be a good thing to hire.
How'd she know?
I don't know.
Maybe anyway, she had to brush away the spittle after you lisped onto her face.
It's true. So that's why, I mean, that kind of goes at the end, but that's why this triggered me because it was just, you fight.
It was hard to watch.
You deal with this so long and then you get in this safety net of, I don't have to fight for this so long. And, and not that we talk about, I don't mean this in a political way. I just mean it more in a personal way, but like what's happening with the Supreme Court and things like that in our country, like gay rights. As a gay man, our rights are going to be challenged now. And so it kind of, that I think with just this week, it triggered me of like, what's next for us?
I saw this as differently than you.
Okay.
Because I saw this as Kenny having a little bit of Florida privilege of thinking he can go anywhere and get married.
No, I think yes, and I think there is. I guess that is a privilege if we get this false sense of safety.
Right,
we think we're safe here. Well, we'll be safe there.
Right.
No,
and I think it was a question of, but I do agree. He said, heterosexual, they have to write a letter.
We should say, y'all, the whole episodes of this scene is
they're
about
getting married. They're trying to get married.
They're trying to get married, and they have to go to the.
Is technically, I put technically in quotes, legal in Mexico.
In Mexico, in the country, for like 2 years, but
from certain states in Mexico, they have laws in the books that inviolate that.
And basically, the woman heading up said the Constitution allows it, but our state laws haven't kind of caught up to the constitutional law yet.
And the show was,
which is exactly what states in the South said to black people.
It is that
with Jim Crow and all of that shit.
And that's what has to happen before anything becomes a federal law. It has to be challenged at the state level, and that's what happened for gay marriage because Massachusetts had it for a while, then about 4 or 5 other states. And then California got it, and after California got it, and then lost it. Oh God, that day was rough. Fuck.
It was a rough day, and I think it. So they go to talk to this one. She's really nice, and she's trying to help them, but she basically, you know what bothered me the most, and she probably thought this was nice, and I think a lot of straight people do this, and they think they think they're actually, and I used to do this actually with Black people. As I was a white person, I wanted to be an ally, and I wanted them to know that I wanted to be there to help them.
Mm.
Like, but what I realized instead, that was me like putting my stamp of approval on them that they didn't need. And that actually makes them feel like an other. And it's when she said to them, when she was like, okay, guys, this is the law. Things are messed up, but I'm going to help you because I support you or whatever. And the way Kenny looked at her and he just went, gracias, kind of like, this is so ridiculous that I have to thank you for approving my love. And that's when my heart sank because I'm in such a different place. When I was in my 20s, like Armando, I would have been very thankful because I was just young and I hadn't gone through all of this. But by the time you get in your 40s, you're like, fuck that. I don't need anybody to approve of that.
I agree. But at the same time, this is bureaucracy.
It is.
You
it is.
Need to be. You need to say yes to everything.
Yes.
You know, and
yes.
I understand.
But you're right. That's Florida privilege. That's Florida privilege.
It's Florida privilege.
Yeah.
That and that's what I took away from this. And Armando was already there. Like, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. We have to write this letter. And he's like, well, why do you have to write a letter? I'm like, because this is a different place. And I feel like he came in with American privilege that we've been able to have same-sex marriage for maybe 4 years.
Maybe, you know? and triggers that you and I don't even know because Kenny is old. He is older than us, and y'all gay men of like the 70s and 80s and early 90s when Poodle and I were still, you know, I was still in high school doing the color guard routine behind my fence, and he was playing like Chopin and wouldn't go out with any of his friends.
Learning Evergreen by Barbra Streisand, telling my mom not to film me because I wasn't ready. It had to be perfect.
Yes. While we were doing that, Kenny was actually going out to gay bars and frolicking, having fun, but also probably like talking to a lot of his friends that were getting fired from jobs for being gay. And like, he was in the fucking fight of it.
I agree with you, but at the same time, he's been that's what Florida being in a place where gay people are accepted, most of Florida, Southern Florida, it will make you think, well, gay marriage is legal here. Let's go get a marriage license.
No, I'm saying I agree with that as well, but I'm saying I don't think you and I are old enough to understand the PTSD he probably has. We didn't go through the level of oppression he had to go through.
The rejection probably caused him a lot of PTSD. I agree with you there.
He grew up in the 80s in Ohio. It was rough.
He can have the same time. He can have the privilege of being American and PTSD. That's what we're saying.
True.
We're talking about two different things.
Yes. By the way, our Ohio sissies came for us and read us from Shading, Ohio. And you know what, Ohio sissies, you're right. We will be doing a live show in Ohio.
We will. I will say if you're from Canton, Ohio, I've been there. Good God. Don't come for me with telling me Canton, Ohio is not a small shit town. I've been there.
I want to go to Columbus. I've been to Cincinnati. Cincinnati was nice.
Cincinnati's different. Parts of Ohio are really pretty.
Anyway, so you know what, sissy? We love it when y'all read us.
You know what? I love a read. Come for me. I spat off shit. I don't even know what's true. I have been Canton, though.
For me.
Anyway, they basically have to file an appeal with the Human Rights, what is it called? The Human Rights Coalition or the Human Rights Office. Mm-hmm. And she's like, this is helpful. I'm going to help you get a response faster. I think she was trying to be as helpful as she could.
I know. I think she was too, but I'm just saying that it's sometimes I think as allies, it's that line of like how I think about this with Black people all the time. Like, what is that line of being helpful, and then that line of making them feel like I am validating their worth or overstepping my whiteness.
I totally see that. So you're thinking you're trying to kind of it's almost like, look at me humoring you.
Because when I was younger, I had friends in Texas and I needed it then. So I'm not saying I had friends in North Texas that were allies to me and I needed, especially in the 90s, I needed friends to say, fuck you for not accepting him. He's like, I needed that because I couldn't speak for myself.
The missing ingredient is time.
Yeah.
So, we've had civil rights era was in the 50s and 60s, and gay rights was definitely in the 90s. Or even
I
later.
forgot. Yeah. What were the 60s like again?
Well, I was 40, so I don't remember everything. The joke here is that I'm old. And I'm 18 months older than this bitch. Anyway, that's the show. That's the show.
Is it the show? I have to say, I had so much fun talking about this with you today. I had shit day. This was wonderful.
It was all right. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna go into our sissy spotlight.
Let's do it.
I've given up that theme song.
We're gonna have to do a musical number of that in live
No,
show.
we're not. No, we're gonna have a recording that plays for the live show. But it's not gonna be Jennifer. What is her last name?
Hudson.
Thank you. It's not gonna be Jennifer Hudson. It's gonna
we can't pay for that.
It's gonna be Jennifer Budson.
Yeah.
Who sounds kind of like her.
And she's gonna sing Sissy Schmottlight. Just play it.
Hey, Maddie. Hey, Poodle. Donna Down here, so of course you can use my name. First of all, Maddie, sending peaceful and healing thoughts to you and your family right now. I wanted to call because I wanted to shout out the entire Sissy Squad. I'm Donna Down, so I'm not a big Facebook fan. And the other day, I've made a post about my little 25-pound weight loss, which was a big deal to me, but I know that may not be a big deal to other people going through other things right now. And over 450 sissies came at me to show their support. I just wanted you two to know how much that means to me. And that says a lot about this group. Thank you so much, Maddie and Poodle, for what you started, how the sissies support one another, and how we have fun in there. Keep going, Queens.
Thank you, Donna Down for Dicks.
And if you're wondering why her name's Donna Down, we have to remind you, some people are like, I left Facebook.
I don't do Facebook.
My Uncle Johnny, That's fine. You leave Facebook, and you don't have to be a part of our Sissy Squad group.
Her name is not Donna Down for Dicks, so, shockingly.
It's just one day I said to the show, y'all, you can join Facebook. Just pick a fake name, even if you say Donna Down for Dicks.
Down for Dicks. And she's Donna Down.
And she's Donna Down. So if you want to be like, Patty Pussy looking, but you can be probably Patty licking.
Poodle up for cock.
Poodle, yeah.
But
Poodle Cox.
I shouldn't give away my screen name on Chatterbait.
But if you don't want to come at us at the Facebook group, y'all, we are pretty active on Instagram, and there actually been some really cool messages of support too on our Instagram.
And our Patreon family. We have a really good our Patreon.
Oh yeah, there's comments
there.
Comments. And Twitter, isn't it funny how like different pockets of people do different things? So like we have our Twitter friends, or it's fun. So anyway, Donna Down, thank you. We really love our group as well.
And thank
you for thoughts on my dad.
There's not a more supportive Facebook group out there, I will say.
Yeah. And we still have a lot of fun. We have
fun in there.
We post stupid memes. We do a lot of fun things. We feel like, y'all, you can get comedy anywhere, and you can get dick jokes anywhere. But you can't get dick jokes with heart. Only at one place. Sissy Squad.
Let's go to our shout outs.
Let's talk about
I'll
our
start.
shout outs.
My shout out goes to Lero, or maybe Lero. Lero Quiñones. Lero Quiñones. Or maybe the V in some Spanish is Pero Quiñones. It's Pero Quiñones. Sorry.
So just said the real name. Okay, sure.
Pero
That's what we're doing this episode.
Quiñones. I think it's Quiñones. There's no Inye over the N. Otherwise, it's Quinones, which isn't as pretty. I'm sorry if that's your name.
Oh, God.
Y'all, one of Vero's favorite things to do I mean, bitch loves to make her own mayonnaise and can it, or not can it. She loves to put it in canisters. She's selling it. She's in so much so that they call her Miss Mayo, Mayo of her town. She lives in Terre Haute, Indiana. And at the Mayo Festival every year, because there's so many white people, they celebrate by making it a Mayo Day because white people love mayonnaise.
We do.
Yeah. You know, strangely, I did not like mayonnaise until probably maybe 4 years ago. It was inedible for me. And you know who had the same problem? Vero. One day, she hated mayonnaise her entire life. And maybe once she turned like 25, something happened and she said, but you know what it was? She was pregnant. And she said, I want to eat a whole bowl of mayonnaise. Wow. And then please do not comment on my sissy shout out. And so her husband and other children said, Mommy, why are you eating a bowl of mayonnaise? And she said, shut your fucking mouth. I'm doing the best I can. And then she's like, I can make this. I can make this. Then she said, I think I can do more with mayonnaise.
Oh, no.
So she starts making, first of all, she leaves the mayonnaise out because then it can have some little bit of you can sculpt it a little better. She's making mayonnaise sculptures, y'all. Mayonnaise sculptures. Your face. She's making all kinds of beautiful things. She's making moons, mostly things that are white. She's making moons. She made an R2-D2. It was quite impressive. At the Mayo Festival, it killed. And you know what she decided? That more than anything else, Old Mayo worked really good for lube. So when you are out of your lube, and just keep around an old Mayo jar, and that you can pound it out like nobody's business, and it makes a really good sound. We're going to get letters. Anyway, she sells Old Mayo now as lube. That's her main income. Because sculptures, y'all, art doesn't pay.
Y'all, probably you would get an infection if you use mayonnaise as lube. So the sissy shout-outs are not necessarily the views of 90 Day Gays. And are not solid medical advice.
Medical advice is not warranted. Anyway, that's 100%, 110% accurate.
We're glad the vodka's kicking in. Y'all, let's talk about our next sissy shout-out. This goes to, I'm the letter R, so this goes to Fob.
Fob?
Yes, like that thing on your keychain, but it starts with an R. Okay. Fob Healy.
You always use Fs.
No, I don't. Fob Healy. Y'all.
Fob Healy,
Fob Healy. Y'all, Fob Healy is he's a skipper. And when I mean that he's a skipper, it's not that not only does he like to skip everywhere he goes, he one day was skipping in the winter. He's in the northern part of the country, slipped on some ice, hit his head, and now he thinks he's Barbie's younger sister.
Oh.
So y'all, Fob Healy he's going through, it's not that he's trans or anything like that. In fact, he doesn't want to change his gender. It's just that he feels like he was wrongfully not portrayed correctly. He feels like he has always been Barbie's younger sister, but instead they made her a blonde girl instead of a hot guy with brown hair.
Okay.
Y'all, he's cute. Look him up.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now. I think do I know him in person?
Did you fuck him? Did you fuck Fob Healy?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did. God.
You never know. You never know. Anyway, so y'all.
I don't remember. I could have fucked you, and unless you completely changed my world,
it's true.
You're going to have to remind me of some stuff.
So while you're talking about your life and not the
I
sissy
really
shout
should
out,
take Polaroids.
you really should not take over the story. So Fob Healy, y'all, this is underground information. And if you work at Mattel, pretend you didn't hear it. But y'all, he has infiltrated Mattel. And this week, he got promoted to the assistant of the mailroom. And he feels like it's anytime now, Fob Healy feels like he's going to take that company down. He is just waiting and plotting his revenge because he feels like Skipper should, he feels like he should have all the money from that. He doesn't realize, I don't think they make Skipper anymore.
You know, when you said Skipper, I was totally thinking about like Gilligan's Island. I wasn't thinking about the doll.
I said Barbie's younger sister. Yeah.
I barely listened to you.
Yeah. The same.
Anyway, keep going.
Same. So I'm just saying that Fob Healy could have some litigation ahead. He could have some prayers ahead. He might be getting institutionalized. So y'all pray for him. But you know what? If you see a handsome man skipping down the street, that's Fob Healy. Just call him Skipper.
You know what, Rob? I don't think we banged, but if you want to slide into my DMs, I'll give you my number.
Please don't Fob Healy. Boy, that's a first. You just hit on a fucking listener. Can we close this show out? God damn it. Y'all, come at us at 90daygates.com. That website's going to change.
There's so few men who are, so why can't I hit on them?
Okay, we got to go so Poodle can excuse himself to an interior room. So come at us at 90daygates.com. You guys, we have such a good response to our Southern Charm podcast, Sweet Tea.
Oh, you guys have been so lovely with it.
This week's episode is not going to play on 90 Day Gaze like it did last week. That was just a freebie.
Got to download the new feed, Sweet Tea.
It's on a feed. It's in the show notes.
The letter T.
If you don't know what the show notes are, come at us and we will fucking tell you. But you just scroll up, basically.
Get a fucking clue.
So, or how to find the show notes on your app. But go to the show notes, click that link, subscribe to that podcast. Sweet Southern Charm comes on Thursday nights. It was a really good season, a really good episode. And
they're burning it all down, y'all. They're burning it all.
Yeah, a lot of you were like, I watched this old show and it's talking like
burning it all fucking
it's talking
down.
Like there's a lot of white privilege jokes and like passive aggressive racism, y'all. They are taking it fucking down and it is good. So be sure to tune in.
If they don't bring it, we will.
We will, because we're tired of it. So, Okay, everybody. So be sure to, we also, make fun of them profusely too. So come at us on that. You can come at us on Cameo. Jake's at Jake It or Fake It. I'm at the Matt Marr. Also sign up for our Sissy newsletter. We only drop it once a month. It's been like 2 months because we're behind.
And we're going to probably drop it to talk more about the contest for renaming. The naming.
Yes. So be sure to, we are, you know what?
Friday, y'all. Start thinking of ideas.
Start thinking of ideas. And if you want to, the show note, it'll be in the show notes for Southern Charm because that show's going to drop on Friday. So we'll talk about it on Sweet Tea for sure. And if not, it'll be in the show notes for next week, the Google form link that you can fill out. Poodle, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love?
Yes. And if you've got a hot as fuck brother who is a mechanic, who just pulls and cranks and plays with grease, so much so that it gets all over his body, and he takes off his shirt and it's like kind of stuck to his chest hair and it's rippling abs, and all you want to do is eat off of his body, call us. Sorry, I went somewhere.
Sorry, where were we? Where were we?